October 7 was a big surprise for us. We never imagined something like that can happen. Even in the worst scenario that the army gave us, we never imagined that something like that can happen to us. You need to understand, we never prepared to something like that. We have our local team, okay? Local, regular guys that volunteer to be the security team of Kfar Aza. And when the army practiced, these guys never talk about something like happened in October 7. And it was too much terrorists to be a fight with them anymore. And they did really good job. And those are our heroes. And one of the hardest battle was here on this place. The big difference between kibbutzim in this area, it was if the Hamas terrorists land here from the sky. It's difficult. Why? Because here in Kfar Aza, they land in 5 different places. So on 6:30, something like that, 10 of the best terrorists of Hamas was inside the kibbutz in 5 different places. So when the local team arrived to this place, this is our nishkiya, our weapons are inside this place, okay? So when the local team arrived to this place, the Hamas terrorist was already here. And if I will take you 1 hour forward, something like 7:30, we had something like between 70 to 120 terrorists already inside Kfar Aza. You need to understand, Hamas terrorists did brutal things to people here. They murder, they burn houses, they raped, they do a lot of brutal things to the bodies, and you can see marks on the building.
Why was the response so slow? Like with
It's
the
not-
United Front?
No, it's not was slow, and it's not was fast. They had battles every place. You know, the guys that fight inside Kfar Aza, most of them are the best soldiers of the IDF, from the best unit. Really, soldiers that you are not meeting every day. You need to understand, to fight inside the kibbutz like that. Israeli soldiers didn't do it for the last 60 years, okay? Fighting face to face with terrorists inside kibbutz. So the army arrived, but it was too many to fight them. And on the way to the kibbutz, every meter that they passed, they met terrorists. Nobody talks about it. The army did its job, but it was too many terrorist attacks. 3,000 terrorist attacks this morning. And the army talk about 3 big waves of attack. Okay, the first attack came in the morning. This is the Nukhba warriors, around 600 that attack all this area. The second wave started to came around 9 in the morning. And the third wave started to arrive around 1 noon Saturday. He called the grandma. He said, "Grandma, they murder father and mother." And she told him, "Don't speak like that." And he said, "It's real." And he took a video of the mother. And he said, "You see, mother, she's dying, only 10 years old baby." The grandma, she gave the phone to the uncle, and the uncle said, "Okay, put you and your sister inside the closet, inside the mamad, close the closet and be like that." They were like that 14 hours. The mom was lying in front of them, and the army took them out after 14 hours.
My children sleep in a bomb shelter, so in a couple of first missiles, okay, it's should pass soon, and then we hear this was unusual. It's too much missiles, So we go to the bomb shelter with our children, and then we are starting to get messages, paraglides with terrorists in the Moshav. And I say to my wife, it's too early, it's 6:30 in the morning, people still dreaming. I'm training in the army, so I was like a machine, like a robot. I don't care about who died, who injured. I just think, what are you gonna do if the terrorists come from here? What I'm gonna do if the terrorists come from here? I know, I saw all the terrorists from the movies, from the WhatsApp, and I know, I was sure I will not survive. If 2 terrorists or more come from me, I have just a gun, invest, just a couple of bullets. They come in here with the paraglides, with the RPGs, anti-missiles, anti-tank missiles, grenades, TNT, a lot of arms. The hospital, stay with them in the hospital, give them the food, the water, what they need, give them the money, and bring them back to the border. They very believe in peace. There was a peace activist. Their children have some
Organization.
Non-profit organization from the peace, from the Palestinian, and they are born live in their house. The terrorists shoot the anti-missile LAW or RPG or something like this to the house, and they are born. Yaakov and Bila, you know. We find some bones from Yaakov, some teeth, but we still not find nothing from Bila.
להקות של ילדים.
Here's 2 little girls.
והם המשיכו לרוץ, עצרתי, היה פה שוטר שעומד, אמרתי לו, נראה לי יש שם ילדים ברכב. הוא לא התייחס אליי, אמר לי, עזוב, בוא נמשיך איתם ביחד. לא יכלתי להמשיך.
He told one of the policemen, there are girls in this car. Let's stop. He said, no.
הסתובבתי, חזרתי לרכב,
He decided he's going to turn around
רציתי אחד השוטרים.
and go back.
ברגע שפתחנו את הדלת, הוא רואה 2 ילדות קטנות, אחת יושבת על הכיסא, בחלק הפנימי ביותר, ואחת על הרצפה למטה כמעט מתחת לכיסא.
One almost buried under the chair in the front seat, by the passenger seat in the front seat, and the other one on top, the 6-year-old on top.
איך שהדלת נפתחה, התחילה לצעוק, לא, 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 היא הייתה בטוחה שאנחנו המחבלים.
As she opened the door, the 6-year-old yelled, no, no, no. She thought that he was a terrorist.
הסברנו לה שאנחנו משטרה. צעקה לנו משטרה של ישראל.
כך תועדה רומי שבתושייתה קראה לעזרה. הקריאה הזאת הצילה את חייה ואת חיי אחותה.
לא יורים, לא יורים. משטרה. לנו הרוגה פה. כן, חמודה, כן. אנחנו ניקח אתכם.
לפתע הופיע גבר ששמע אותה, שלף את שתיהן מהרכב, והעביר אותן למקום מבטחים.
בואי. אז בסדר, אני איתך. שוטר פצוע, בוא לפה! תהיה עם הילדות, אני אהיה פה, לך עם הילדות!
במקריות מוחלטת נתקל המחלץ בינון שירד חמוש לתפילה בבית הכנסת ונקלע להתקלות.
He said it was a regular Shabbos morning. He davened. He was staying in some house in Gaza, and there were 3 Arab terrorists who were shooting at some Israeli soldiers, and they wounded like 7 of them, and one of them seriously hurt. And then 2 of them ran into a house, and then a tank came and started blowing up the house, and after a while they had to like go in to see if the terrorists were alive or dead. So there were 2 soldiers, and the Mempe, which is like the head of the poor guy, is like pretty senior soldier, where he has like 150 soldiers underneath him, was going in with his right hand man. And Binyamin. So Binyamin's job, he was the what's called a negavist. He's has a machine gun, and it's usually, it's the first one in, so it is the most dangerous job, and it's the most dangerous job. So he went up to them and said, you can't go in without me, and he kind of pushed his way forward, and he went in. Again, he didn't necessarily need to be the other soldiers there. These soldiers were not even in his unit. They were different. They were in Samchanim, but a different section. So I don't think even knew them necessarily. One happened to be a guy from Yerushalayim and Shachar, and the other one was a Druze. The Mempe was a Druze guy from somewhere in the north. And he went in and they killed 1 terrorist, and unfortunately there was another terrorist who was hiding behind a couch and with a grenade, and for some reason just in the corner didn't get there, and he in 1 shot killed all 3 of them. At 15 and 16, there was something about him that he was trying to become this like amazing person that he ended up being. Like at 6, my wife found a few things. Kids today nobody writes anything. Just but he had like a few pieces of paper. One was a list of like when he was 55 things that he wants when he's 16. So he wanted usual stuff that a 16-year-old. I want to play the drums. I want to learn English well. Arabic. He wanted to learn Hebrew. But there were other things, like incredible things, like I want to be an av. I want to be humble. I want to speak Lashon Hara. I think it just underscores the importance of just moving on as best as we can. Again, we didn't. We're not going to pull the blinds down and close the curtains, and we had 5 other kids. And,
כולם יחזרו הביתה, נחכה להם למטה, הלוואי נדע בשורות טובות. כי עם הנצח לעולם לא מפחד, אפילו כשקשה לראות. כולם ביחד, אף אחד פה לא בודד, שישרפו המלחמות. עם ישראל אם לא נשכח תמיד להיות מאוחדים. עם ישראל חי, נחלתנו, לא תיפול כעת רוחנו מסביב ברזל של חרבות. ויונה תפרוס כנפיים, התקווה בת שנות 2000